Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, September 13th. High pressure continues to dominate the weather scene here in the eastern states with very comfortable conditions, both in terms of temperature and humidity. That high will control right through the end of the work week on Friday. Then a cold front will slip through Friday night, may cause a shower or two here in the mid-Atlantic region, but that'll move off the East Coast by early Saturday, and the weekend looks quite nice here in the mid-Atlantic region with high temperatures generally in the 70s. Now the overall pattern changes somewhat early next week, and a rain threat will return along around late Monday and Tuesday as moisture looks like it'll creep up the East Coast. Let's take a look at the latest surface map. Here is that high pressure sitting right along the East Coast, continues to dominate really up and down the East Coast all the way from Maine down to Florida. There is a cold frontal system, and it does have some moisture associated with it. In fact, there's the only band in the whole country really of rain right now is associated with its frontal system, basically in this fashion like this. We'll see the radar in a minute or two, and that'll continue to move east, and it could cause, it'll weaken somewhat and lose some of its punch by the time it reaches the East Coast, but there can be a shower or two Friday night, but again, that should clear on out of here by the weekend. Meanwhile, out in the west, much cooler air has moved into the Colorado region. There's high temperatures today only in the 60s. The next couple of days, however, along the west coast and in Southern California will be quite warm with 80s all the way down to the coastal region on Friday and Saturday. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite loop, and really the only band of clouds to speak of. Well, there's a couple of features here I'd like to point out. The main band here is associated with that frontal system. Some heavy thunderstorms down in Texas associated with that front, and some cool showers all the way up and down this front, right up from Wisconsin on down to the southwestern part of the U.S. There's a little bit of a spinning feature, kind of an interesting feature here in the southeastern states. It's moving north, does not have a heck of a lot of rain associated with it. There are a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, but most of the precipitation nationwide today are associated with this frontal system that continues to move from the west to the east. And here's the radar look right now for the nation as a whole. And again, main precipitation band right here is associated with that frontal system. That'll continue moving from the west to the east over the next 48 hours or so. Some heavier showers and thunderstorms in northern Texas, but for the most part, it's just kind of a steady rainfall for a few hours as this front passes through the middle part of the country into the upper part of the Midwest. And it'll turn even cooler behind this front as there is some cool air flooding in. And again, Colorado, for example, will stay in the 60s today. Meanwhile, that little spinning feature we saw on the satellite loop, not really causing much in the way of precipitation. There are a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, but nothing too serious. Now, again, this band will come all the way to the East Coast, and it will weaken as it approaches the East Coast. So only a shower or two is likely with that frontal passage here along the East Coast around Friday night time frame. Well, let's use last night's 0Z GFS model run to take a look ahead to next week when the weather gets a little more interesting again here in the eastern states. This is the computer forecast map for Monday morning. And here we see quite a bit of moisture starting to gather itself over from the Gulf Coast states all the way up to the Ohio Valley. High pressure that will control our weather this weekend will have moved off the East Coast by the early part of next week. And this will kind of swing right up along the East Coast and produce our first serious rain threat in several days, probably around Monday night and Tuesday time frame. Meanwhile, that's not the only thing we have to deal with by the early or middle part of next week. There is a low pressure area moving into the northern plains and the upper part of the Midwest by Monday, and that's going to develop kind of a strong cold frontal system that will also cause some rain here in the eastern states. There's potential that all of this can consolidate into a pretty soaking rain for the eastern states. We'll have to monitor that, but there's definitely a good chance of some showers and maybe an embedded thunderstorm or two Monday night and Tuesday, and then another frontal system looks like it'll head our way and continue that threat for showers maybe Tuesday night and the early part of Wednesday. Here is the GFS forecast map for Tuesday morning. That first batch of precipitation now is right up and down the East Coast, and it'll definitely bring some showers our way later Monday into Tuesday. And then we'll have to watch as this quite intensifying cold frontal system will start moving our way, and that will renew our chances for precipitation in the form of rain probably Tuesday night into early Wednesday. And that'll usher in some quite chilly air for much of the country for the second half of next week. In fact, right here, this blue line is the line we kind of look at during the winter as a rain-snow line here, and that is indicative of quite a cool air mass following this frontal system for the middle and latter part of next week into much of the country. Certainly the middle part of the country all the way to the East Coast should be below normal for a good chunk of next week. That's it for now for the SIweather.com. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.